It just all depends on what you want to do and where you want to go. You get what I'm saying? Um, but again, if people are doing Amazon and they're coming out 11 o'clock tonight, which Amazon is another company that does the same thing like what Mark is saying. If Amazon is paying them, let's say they're gonna come out tonight and do a load for 700. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning they jump on one of these gig app and they might get one pallet that pay the same 700. You know what I
Yeah, I was
mean?
just
So
gonna ask that.
now
Okay,
Do
okay.
you guys
Use that
think
for example. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
mhm,
I was gonna say, do you think Amazon Relay kind of plays into the same
it is the
as those
same
other
thing.
apps?
It's the same.
Yeah,
It's the same.
yeah.
It's the same. It's the same business model. Amazon
Mhm.
and we, people, they get real sensitive about Amazon.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
only thing I be asking people to do is look at things from a business perspective. Amazon introduced Relay in what 2017, what
Yeah.
2017,
Mhm.
2018, and Amazon's volume was exploding throughout the 2010s, right? It was exploding year over year, right? So look at it from this perspective. Why do you think Amazon Relay had the amount of crashes and fatalities and accidents? Their drivers, when they measured them to UPS and FedEx, like Amazon's, accident rates were just higher by far than everybody else. At a
Probably the
company of that
demand for
scale and
freight.
volume.
Yeah, the demand for freight was probably so high that they lowered the requirements for drivers to come in.
Exactly why?
Unqualified drivers.
Because they
Mhm.
needed enough people to meet the demand of the volume that they was pushing out. So they turned a blind eye to things
Mhm.
that they necessarily shouldn't have, because if they would have been more strict on certain policies, they wouldn't have had enough service providers to meet the demand.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, and they offering same day delivery. I mean,
Okay.
they gave themselves a
All right.
hard task to meet.
All right. So now when the volume started to come down,
Decrease.
what they do? They
They
start
lowered
to
the rate.
implement they start to
Mhm.
implement
Implement the
policies and
policies. Yeah.
rules and things like that that they should have implemented a company of that magnitude years prior. They could have been implemented that.
Yeah, this you talking about the
But
180 days. I ain't gonna lie, I
not
want
not not
1,000.
even not even that, just they started to crack down. They could have been
Yeah,
cracked down. But if they would have cracked down, a lot of the people that when they started to crack down that,
Mhm.
got pushed out would have got pushed out even sooner and a lot more. And that
yeah.
would have ultimately affected Amazon Relays or Amazon's efficiency, right?
Mm,
Okay. So when they were going in an upward trend and an upward trajectory, it's all hands on deck. They needed all hands on deck,
yeah,
right? So all hands on deck to the point where they were willing to be laxy daisy
yeah.
purposely,
Mm,
purposely. So yes,
yeah,
it's the same thing. Amazon had a long upward trajectory. Like
yeah,
it's probably damn near historical how many years they for decades they were going up and to the right. For
yeah.
decades. It took them until 2022 from 95 when they plateaued. How many years is that? They plateaued in 2022.
Yeah.
From 95 to 2022, right?
Right.
That's
It
crazy.
had to it had to happen eventually. It's just they were going in an upward trajectory for so long, nobody thought that eventually they would plateau and they would settle somewhere, and then they would obviously have to start cutting costs. And even they thought they were going to continue to rise. That's why they were still building.
Mm,
They ceased construction on a lot of facilities. There's facilities that were finished in 2022 that never opened, that are dormant. There's some here in Chicago, one on 23rd and Halsted. They built it, they finished it, it's never opened. It's been
now,
sitting there for 3-4 years.
can I say this? Do you think Amazon possibly did that too, so they wouldn't have as much liability than the carriers. And then we got to think about the barrier of entry for box trucks. You can literally start within 30 days if you get all the right documentation, have an active authority at the time, and just get approved within 3 to 5 business days. But do you think that was to kind of push the liability on newer entrants with lack of experience, or because I mean we know they're
The
trying
the
to get
the,
trucks out?
the
Oh, go ahead.
liability is still on the entrance.
It's shared
They are
though.
well, no. Amazon does everything to indemnify themselves. Up until recently, there has been some judges in some states and some lawsuits that has been siding against Amazon because there's some lawyers that have been proving that Amazon has full control, even though on paper they set it up as if like DSPs are
Yeah,
independent contractors, and
third party.
they are on paper, but they have no say so on nothing. So there are some cases now where judges are awarding plaintiffs uh, with lawsuits and holding Amazon responsible. But initially, um, they weren't. The liability is still
Well, I guess I'm
on the
speaking on
carrier.
like liability insurance from the actual owner operator. They're still liable to have to pay out for a claim. That's why they got to pay insurance.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but we're arguing the amount of carriers they needed at a specific time to meet the demand. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So now, trust me, if Amazon was still trending in an upward trajectory, a lot of the stuff they've implemented in the past couple years, they wouldn't have implemented. They would have continued to turn a blind eye to it. They would have
yeah.
continued to
I
turn a
concur.
blind eye to it because they have to meet the demand. They have a 99% efficiency rate for on-time delivery.
Mm.
So without enough service providers, how can they meet that demand? If they're turning people away for a lot of shit that they should be turning them away for. But we saw, especially during the pandemic, there were a lot of unprofessional people that ultimately made it bad for the people that were doing good. I was watching one content creator's it was Midwest, one of the videos he did in January where he was driving and he was pulling into an Amazon. It was a truck backed into a dock, and clearly this guy hit a viaduct. The whole corner was split. You could see
Mm.
through the truck from the corner, but yet still it's backed into a dock. So now if he has a pallet pushed all the way up to the front, there's no telling he can get on the highway and the whole thing could fly off. But yet and still he was either there picking up or dropping off.
Mm. Yeah, I done seen people with like chained up lift gates. That junk used to look so sketchy. I know that's a little
Mm-hmm.
off topic, but no, I can agree with that. I think logistically though, with Amazon's demand always achieving to be like same day, next day type of delivery, especially with Prime, it's always going to be an opportunity for people to come in and make money off of it. The question is how much money? Like, can you make a lot of money with Amazon? Relay probably can be a topic in itself if we look at like the cost of operations, right?
Yeah, it can. It can.
Not really. If you from the okay, so from the I mean I don't do the relay, but I've seen the content pertaining to relay.
Yeah.
Um, the Amazon I do is it pays more and there's more leeway. You know what I mean? I was talking to Mark about it. I go to the shipper that sell on the platform
Hmm.
for Amazon. You see what I'm saying? So I'm the guy that bring it to the fulfillment center. They separate it, then a box truck guy come in and pick it up and take it to wherever it needs to go. That's what I do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can reschedule my appointment. I can get my appointment pushed back, but mainly I get more money because Amazon. So Amazon is the one that schedule the appointment to pick up from the shipper through the
Hmm.
broker. You see what I'm saying? I got a video
Yeah.
coming out actually where I'm showing people the stuff that shipped directly from China that sells on the Amazon platform from some of the sellers. It already come with the label and already come separate. Everything is already sorted out. The only thing those guys do is pull it out of the container, and separated. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it literally come from China, already got the label, it already got everything set up to go to Amazon. You see what I'm saying?
So
Come
you're
out the
saying that,
container.
yeah, you're saying that tractor trailer, Amazon relay, like picking up a dry van trailer for Amazon is way more advantageous than a guy doing a box truck with Amazon relay, basically, because y'all are
No,
doing
no,
two
what I'm
different types of shipments.
no, what I'm saying is running on the Amazon platform, which is the relay app, is not as profitable as running outside of Amazon using
you
a
you
broker.
you open up a can of worms that we probably should
I
save
mean, we
for
can,
another
yeah,
day.
we
Yeah,
can
we can
talk
move on.
about it,
That's on
yeah,
me. That's on
but
me.
Yeah,
right,
because
but
the Amazon people gonna want to debate it, and we need an Amazon person here to do that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's fine.
I agree.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But I mean, there's two sides to Amazon that a lot of people don't know, and we can set it up and talk about it the next time. But yeah, I mean, it's very interesting.